Hello, welcome to my channel Lady D. This will be my weekly video on what's coming up the week ahead with the planets. As always, there has been the last month or more, there's always a lot happening with the planets because where they are all on one side of the zodiac, and it's like we've got from Aquarius, from Aquarius down to Taurus, we've got planets there, so it's causing a lot of conjunctions, a lot of things happening with interacting with other planets, and it's another interesting week ahead. Until they all start spreading out, I feel like it's going to feel like, oh my goodness. But there are some good aspects this week as well. So we have, biggest thing we have is Mercury, which is going to be moving direct, and that will be happening today on the 26th of the 4th, so Friday that I'm filming this. Mercury is moving direct. It has also landed with the North Node there, so it's like landed on the North Node, which is about our destiny, it's about our life path, so things sort of set in stone, destiny, things may happen. I'll be thinking more about where we are heading in our own lives, how life's going to look like, what are we here for, all these like wondrous questions that we ask ourselves. It is in Aries as well, so Mercury moving forward in Aries is very strong words, strong opinions, strong thoughts, people thinking that they are right. People who are born with Mercury in Aries are very opinionated people, and they can be argumentative. So we have that. We've also got on the 29th, we have Mars, which is going to be conjuncting Neptune, and that's going to be in Pisces. So how I read that is a dissolve in anger, but also dissolve in strength. So you might feel a bit lethargic on that day, lack of motivation, be a day of like placidness. But also because we are in Pisces and Neptune is ruled by Pisces, this can also, if I go on the flip side, this can also bring up mental health. It can bring up things of like craziness, people being very paranoid as well. If I go on the flip side of Pisces and with these planets and what they may bring up in coming together, could be a sense of delusion, a big delusion that comes up too. Then on the 1st, we're going to have Mars, so that won't last very long, that transit. And then on the 1st of May, Mars is going to be moving into Aries, and this is going to be a very strong Mars. So Mars will be here roughly for the next 2 months. Mars in Aries, it's in its home sign. This can bring on war. This can bring on arguments. It can also make you feel very, like a ego here can make us feel very strong and capable, that we're very much motivated too. So as a positive, to make us feel very motivated. Negative, we might be bringing up a warlike energy, very like arguments too. So and that will also coming in there, Mercury will not meet up with Mars, which I don't think Mercury and Mars will meet up. Well, they won't be meeting up this week, so I don't think they'll be meeting up together in Aries, which is a good thing. But yeah, so it's a lot of strength here, a lot of very strong Mars placement, which we'll have to see what happens over the next couple of months. We've also got here Pluto is going to be going retrograde on the 2nd of May. Is when Pluto goes into retrograde. It was going to be in retrograde until, I'm pretty sure it is until November, but I could be wrong with that, but I'm pretty sure November is when it's going to go back direct. During this time, by September, it will be going back into Capricorn. October. No, it's going to go direct in October, so it was a month off. But I do know that in September, it will be going back into Capricorn for a little bit of time there. I think that's when it will finish what it started in Capricorn with that Pluto. But we now have one planet sort of turning off until towards the end of the year. We've also got on the 30th, Venus is going to be moving into Taurus, so it's also going to be in its home sign. This will be a strong Venus, so this is where we might be wanting to feel very like comfy, like we won't be with our loved one, but would feel like very comfy, luxurious. We want to a sense of love like that. I just want to have another sense of being comfortable as well with that being there. So when it gets towards the end of that house, it will meet up with Uranus too. It will also meet up with Jupiter later on as well. Okay, now as for aspects that we've got going on for this month, we've had some hard squares here with Pluto. We've had the Sun, which is going to be squaring Pluto this pretty much most of the week here. This can be also, we've got Venus also squaring Pluto too. This could bring up endings of some sort. This could bring up big endings and blow-ups here. We could be seeing a lot of big transformation that's happening in, but it's not going to work positive. And we do squares, the planets work against each other. Tries and sextiles, when they work with each other. Squares, they don't work with each other, so it may not be as positive as we would want it to be. We've also got here, sometimes I get the light to go quicker, brighter. Okay, we've also got what's going on here. Only for over the 26th, on the 26th, we're going to have, I think it's Mercury, which also may also square Pluto too. We've had that square also with over that full moon that happened too. It's a lot of Pluto aspects that have been coming up the last couple of days. Okay, we are also going to have a sextile with Mars and Jupiter, with also for some of the week will also be for the 28th, be also sextiling Uranus as well. That's going to be quite positive. So the sextile here with Mars and Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Uranus, Mars, and also Pluto as well. So this can be very positive transformations. When we got Mars, this can be maybe with our anger or with our strength. Sextile with Jupiter, it can be luck. I feel like there's a confidence boost with that. Also, this could be unexpected strength also coming up here with that to help us being resilient. We've also got a sextile with Saturn and Uranus, so unexpected problems come up. We're able to get through that very easily, as well as that Jupiter is going to sextile Neptune, which is also helping us see sort of through delusion. I feel like any sort of endings that do take place, maybe positive endings that come up here as well. True. So that's what we've got coming up with the planets. It is a lot. What I feel like this week's going to be about, I feel like it's going to be about how you express, it's about expressing how you feel about certain situations that are coming up for you. I feel like it's about planting seeds and trying new things. I feel like it's time to negotiate plans. I feel like it's also time to let go of things. I feel like it's about letting things happen and don't rush or force things. Just letting it all play out into where these things are going to take place. And I also feel like it's a week of taking it easy too, as well. Okay, so we're going to look at the cards just here and see what we get with the cards. Okay. For this week up ahead. I do find there's going to be a blame game here. It's like it all focuses on America, but there is a blame game as well. I also feel like this week we may hear more about that court case that's happening with Elon Musk in Australia. I don't feel this is going to end well for Australia with this court case. I feel like that it's going to be like the people are kind of going to win with this. I feel like they're using what the government is using. I feel like it's a mask about something else. I feel like it's a way of manipulation to get what they want about something that's different. So I feel like they're using what they're saying, what they want taken down, as a good excuse, but what's really going on is something bigger, is what I do feel like, and I don't feel like it's going to end well. I feel like the Australian government, unfortunately, is going to look to have egg on their face, but that's what you get when we have the people that we have in power. See over here. I feel like the voice of the people will win, is what I do feel like. Okay, with that, let's have a look here. I feel like this week there needs to be a voice of reason. I feel like people need to really not tell you what to do. It's about a week working with others in trying to be very hard and working in harmony. I feel like it's about people not getting things crossed. I feel like there needs to be an exchange of energy with people that happens. Like, don't just take things for granted. If people are taking you for granted, I feel like you need to sort of say, well, I'll do this for you, but if you can do that for me, that would be really great. So I feel like there needs to be some sort of exchange of energy that's coming up here with people. I also feel like there is a sense of letting go, being free. I feel like there needs to be like letting go, like some sort of like a cord cutting or letting go. That also needs to happen. It's like there is a fun vibe for this week though. I feel like there's a sense of like fun, giggly vibe that's also happening. I feel like that there's a sense of togetherness, like friends coming out here, like just not caring what people think, doing what you want, but also working in harmony with the elements, with animals or with people around you. There is a sense of harmony too that can happen this week. There is a lot of the cards are pretty much positive, except for a couple that's come out here. Obviously, this card is not going to be positive, so I feel like there could be a heartache, frustration, screaming for things that are just not happening your way, or people who are not listening to you, or where you just feel like this could be like your emotional pain that's also coming up here. I feel like for some people it's about taking a jump, taking a leap of faith and moving on to something new. But I feel like there's a lot of positive things that are also coming out in the cards. There is a sense of balance. There is a sense of people blending together. That card I say blending, unity coming together as well. I feel like that it's like the little people here have, or the people that sort of try, like politicians would say, are trying to manipulate people, but it's not really working. People are seeing through the mess, but people are also doing their own thing and working in harmony. I see this as a lot of working in harmony, but I do feel like though if people are trying to take you for granted or saying, can you just do this, can you just do that, there does need to be an exchange of energy of some way, somehow, to make everything coincide with you. And I do feel like it is a time for some people where they do need to move on to the next story, next thing. It could be a completely pack up and move. But I also feel like it's a sense of going home. So I feel like it's a sense of going where you feel is home as well. That's coming up for this week too. There's also a sense of releasing. There is a card here to me that's a card of releasing. Releasing what not serves you, what you don't want as well in your life too. So let's just see what else I can get for you guys for this week ahead. This week is going to be a very powerful week, for you'll all feel the energies that's happening around you. You're all going to feel a sudden jolt and a sudden jam of where you are heading and where life is turning and where you are going in your own life. For destiny hasn't stopped for you. Destiny will keep on going forward and forward, and your life will not stop. It will just keep going and going. For those who want to put a stop to things and go back to a past or back to a past situation that did not work out as well, these things are never to end goodly, but it also means they're never to end badly as well. See how things turn out. Don't assume. Always make sure you do things the right way, and you do things by the way that you want to be known as and measured, and do what's in your heart. Do not do what you are told by others because they want you to do what they want you to do. Do things for yourself and yourself only. Okay. And I will do some 3 cards quickly. Which cards am I going to do? Just do these ones quickly. Okay. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Card number 1, this card here. So I feel like the cards is celebration this week. This card's about letting emotions go. For you, I feel like you're climbing to a new high. You're overlooking a situation. So I feel like you're detaching this week, and you're looking from the outside in. You're also being very humbled. You're moving closer to your dreams. You're working towards what you want as a reality for yourself. And you're definitely moving in a good direction. I feel like you feel very good this week with this card. Card number 2, which is this card here, which is card's all about networking. It's all about people seeing what you're doing, but I feel like you're networking with the right people who you need to move forward with in life. I feel like you're also maybe doing a lot of group talks or presenting things here to others. It could be a sense that you're working things out and you're being quite successful, you're being quite patient, and you're finally able to get where you want to go, but you're working out, and it's like you've had a block, but now you're unblocked and you're able to move forward with this card. Card number 3, which is this card here. This card is about, I always see this card as moving up in work or professional life. I feel like it is about stepping ahead. You're ready to take on your responsibility. You're ready to take on a business. You're ready to move up in the world. You are very professional. You're divinely guided. You have everything makes sense to you now. You can see things very clearly. It's like no fogginess for you, and you're ready to make certain moves in certain plays. You also want to be stress-free. And you're creating a new environment for yourself, which you're able to work very freely in as well with this card too. Okay, what's coming up for me this week? Okay, so my next fair that I've got is in Canberra in a few weeks on the 18th, 19th of May. It's at Boho Lux, and then after that there may be some other fairs coming up. I know I've got some in July too. And I've got a night at Mittagon as well in June too. So I've got some things coming up down the track. So thank you for your likes, your shares and your comments, and I will see you for my next video. So bye for now.